A little bit twisted, it can get scary at times, and it's also a bit confusing, but we're gonna get to that in this video. Detox Diaries, episode 6, you hear me? Yo, what is up? Welcome back, family. Just a little quick impromptu video on Detox Diaries. Want to give y'all a little update on some things that just popped up in my mind. So basically, one of the things that I'm just learning on this journey, it's just like trying to figure out the right words and how to put it, but to be great, to do almost mystical, magical, real legendary shit in life, you just cannot avoid the pain. It doesn't matter how many motivational videos you watch. It doesn't matter what place you try to put your mental state in to offset and alleviate some of the hardship that is between you and success. At some point, it's just gonna fucking suck. And that is like a very tough pill to swallow. That at some points there is no alleviation. There is no relief. There is no revival in that moment. You just have to sit with it and take it one moment at a time until you get out of that space. And the other part to this is that we do so many things where our mental space is in the past, is in the future, what we need to do later today, what we need to do tomorrow. And we really just need to be present during those time periods where we are experiencing a hardship, especially a hardship for success, to truly process through that moment. And this escapism culture that we have, I participate in it too, where we try to constantly find these little hits of dopamine. It's like using drugs. It could be actual drugs that you're using to get your hit. It could be sex, it could be food, it could be video games, it could be social media, it could be people's validation, it could be a particular person. It could be a lot of different things, but something that you know that you're using as your fix to just get your woo-sa, and you know it's not necessarily the healthiest go-to, it's actually crippling us more because it digs a deeper hole in the hole that we're already trying to essentially crawl out of. But it's so hard because it's like, as you crawl out of that hole, in itself, being in your present is difficult because you still know you're in a hole. So you almost are just like, well, how is it really gonna hurt me so much to dig myself a little bit deeper when I already have all these great lengths to go to get out of this place? But it just makes your travel time much longer getting out of that space. And those moments of discipline, I'm trying to word this correct, but those moments of discipline are very important. And the reason why I call it moments of discipline and not just discipline across the board is because it is the moment itself which is the catalyst for a new streamline of cause and effect. It is not the 24/7 hour period. It is that one moment when you decided to go left instead of going right, where now you have a whole new destiny aligned for you due to the choice that you made. And as a result, everything after that is a domino effect. It's that one moment when you reach that peak altitude and you may or you may not make the wrong decision. And then that dictates the rest of how your 24 hours goes. I'm really learning it, man. You got to take this thing one day at a time. The fruit fast, the works, the relationships, the connection with God, you got to take it one day at a time. I believe I put myself under more stress, and I think we all do, than we necessarily need to be under, because of the fact that we have so many pending items in our brain rather than just attacking what's in the now. And though it's good to kind of have some foresight for the future, it's severely crippling us to the point where we do have to dive down the dark side, go off the deep end of escapism, because the insurmountable pressure that we mentally put on ourselves and the insurmountable pressure that we accept from others and we thereby put on ourselves. So I'm just really trying to learn how to embrace the pain, be in the moment, but not so much so let it consume me. And that is the journey. I'm literally scraping the foundation of who I am and trying to become a new person. And this is like one of the most difficult things I could have ever done, because it's into the unknown. It's scary. It's like how I view myself, my ego was attached to these things. And once I changed those behaviors and those quality traits, who am I now? You know? And it's like almost like disassociation. So it's like you constantly try to go back and run to your previous mental state because you want some familiarity so you don't feel like you're losing yourself. But essentially, in order for you to elevate to that new person you need to be, you need to lose yourself and that identity that you associate with. And it's just kind of trippy because it's just like, that's the scariest shit ever, because how are you gonna know who you are? So I'm figuring out that balancing act right now. And like I said, it's a bit challenging, but I know it's something that I will figure out, because there is a vision that I'm fashioning in my mind. There's a vision that I'm formulating of the man that I desire to be. But it's also like being him in a sense. It's a little bit tricky, a little bit concerning, a little bit scary, because it's unfamiliar territory, because that means I have to disassociate with who I am now to become and embody this new person. And I'm doing it in the present tense. I'm doing it in the active form. You know, usually when changes are made with ourselves, it's something that's very subconscious. So me doing it in a present moment, it's a little bit more tricky, because as you change and your perspective outwardly towards the world and inwardly towards yourself changes, you also are also present, not only about those things, but seeing your changes moment to moment, and in a healthy way, but also, like I said, sometimes a scary way. It can be concerning because it feels like you're slipping away. So, you know, I'm gonna keep doing what it do. I just wanted to upload this real quick, share my thoughts with y'all, kind of let you know where I'm at on my journey, on fruit fasting, on everything. You know, the detox process is not gonna be over in 60 days. I gotta keep cleansing and keep changing, because essentially I'm realizing a lifetime of bad habits that are starting to surface themselves now that I'm shedding light on all areas of my life where I need to self-improve. So we're gonna keep getting to it. I appreciate if you tuned in this far. I love your family. Keep tapping in with your brother. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace and love.